we're going to start with Meet Yogi. And Yogi is a special needs Labrador Retriever, and who is very popular on TikTok. Thank you, Mike Abe. And Mike Abe, if you ever look at, if you ever look at Yogi, not you, Mike Abe, he doesn't look like he's put together right. He almost looks like he might have like Down syndrome or something like that. His eyes are all wonky, but he is like the sweetest dog. And I don't know if this book is going to mention it, but his friend that he grew up with recently passed away. His doggy friend. So it was very upsetting. And then they got they got a friend for him, and they are like the sweetest things together. Like Yogi loves this little puppy. So it is such a cute little story. So if anybody is on TikTok, look for Yogi, because he's the sweet boy. If he's out on Facebook or anything like that, I will let you know. Oh, thank you. So it says, "Hello, friend. My name is Yogi. Notice that his eyes are a little wonky." And I'm going to try to read this, but it's really tough. "Hello, Danielle. There are some things about me that are different than most other dogs. I like to call them my extra specials. How about you? Is there anything extra special about you?" It's really hard to read this just because it's cut off. And I really hate to, My first extra special is my tail. My tail has black spots. They call it something. Isn't that cool? And how about you? Do you have anything extra special about how you look? Hello, Caden. Caden, there used to be a cat here named Caden. And I'm always thinking in the back of my mind, is that the person who adopted Caden? But I don't think it is. Because it was Cayden, I believe. Caden was an absolute adorable kitty that was here, that had a stub for a for a leg. And he was always having trouble. It was opening up and all that. And they finally amputated the foot, or amputated the leg, because it wasn't doing him any good. And he turned out so much better. And Caden might have been a CH cat, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look back. So if you ever want to look on the Chatter's website or Chatter's Facebook page, do a search for Caden, Cayden. I believe that's how they spelled it. All right. Yogi also has a murmur. But no one can see this extra somethingness. It's on my inside. It's okay. It means that I love everyone with my whole heart. It just needs to work a little harder. How about you? Do you have an extra special heart? Is yours full of love? I don't think I realized that Yogi has a heart murmur. Yes, Talia, there is a Chatter's Facebook page. It is a secret page, but I think, and then you just kind of, you might want to reach out to one of the mods here if you want to go in there. I have a neurological, sometimes I shake uncontrollably and it's uncomfortable. When it happens, I just close my eyes and imagine I'm dancing free near a star-filled sky. How about you? Do you ever have to close your eyes when you are uncomfortable? What do you think about? My last extra special is that my brain also works differently. I have a million ideas at a time, and it makes me very excited. I'm the only puppy I know who can find the most amazing sticks in the woods. Thank you, Ms. M. I'm glad to see you. So I also remember that Yogi's mom basically said that some of his needs are probably going to shorten his lifespan. But they said that Yogi is like the most precious doggy. He loves everybody. He plays, and he's just a wonderful cat, wonderful doggy. Hello. So, how about you? Does your mind work fast and hard? What can you do that no one else can? All these things make my life a little different, but I would not change a thing. My extra specials, and I think it makes me magical. How about you? Are you extra magical? Thanks for hanging out with me, my friend. I hope to see you again. And then here is Meet Yogi, and here's a real picture of Yogi. Yogi is a real dog with a real family and a real yard. Yogi's family had a daughter with a rare genetic difference, and it affected her hair, kind of like Yogi's tail, her neurology, and her heart. After she passed away, she led her family to Yogi. These experiences have inspired Yogi's family to be passionate advocates for non-judgment. To walk in others' shoes is at the heart of empathy. And so through her work, the family attempts to help people see through the eyes of others. So, hello, Cat B. So, you love Yogi? You could go find out more on him on TikTok, which is at Yogi Loves, YOGILUVS. Instagram at Yogi, YOGI dot LUV dot LIGHT. Or Facebook at Yogi Love, YOGILUV. So, like I said, I've been following Yogi for a while, and it's very, very special. Some more pictures of Yogi and of Yogi's mom. Molly Volker has been a strong believer in the powerful force of light and love since she's been a little girl. She's always dreamed big dreams of being part of the healing journey for this sometimes lonely and broken world. As a writer since the age of 12, she's experimented with many styles, but writing children's books has been at the heart of her passion. She lives in mossy woods with a mushroom-laden wetland, and her husband, kids, and Yogi, of course, in Minnesota. Where's our Minnesota people here? Where's Min Kitty? This is her very first children's book, but it is certainly not the last. So, speaking of, let me just see if there's anything else here. Speaking of TikTok related books. Oh, thank you, Sheepy. Yes, and it's great. Do you guys? I don't know if this is a thing. There's Minnesota. I don't know if you guys know who. What's the pug's name? I forget. He's a 13-year-old pug, and they always call it a Bones Day or a no Bones Day. And you could tell if it's a Bones Day or a no Bones Day when and I forget his name, when he stands the pug up into his bed. If he stays standing up, it's a Bones Day. If he flops over, it's a no Bones Day. It is the cutest thing. I am sure it's on Facebook, and I highly recommend finding it. Oh, okay. We'll see you later, Sue. So, oh, what is that name? Now I'm going to have to look for it. No Bones. No Bones Day. Going to have a bad day. Oh, Noodle. That's what his name is. Noodle. Yes. It's an opportunity to be kind and gentle to yourself. Do some self-care, not worry about all the things on your to-do list. Noodle clearly has an amazing and trusting relationship. The reason why I bring up is because he just announced, the Noodle's owner, that he's writing a children's book, and it's coming out in June on Amazon. So I'm really hoping that I get that book, you know, and I can read it here. But it's, you know, there's a lot of garbage on TikTok. There's a lot of garbage, and you can go down, you know, a cesspool of hatred. They're similar to Facebook and all that, but there's so many good things. You know, Noodle, you got Yogi, you know. But another one I want to talk about is this lady here, ACO Jess. She, and I've exchanged some emails with her. At some point, I'm going to have her invite her on because she wanted to join us when we read this. But you know, I figure we could read this again at another time. She lives in Philadelphia. She works for, basically it's the SPCA in Philadelphia. She does a lot of TikToks too. Oh, you just reminded me, Cat B. I'm supposed to move that bed. Oh my God, guys! My God! All right. There we go. There we go. I totally forgot about that. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. So ACO Jess, find her on TikTok or Facebook as well. This is a book called Raccoon Rescue, and it's a very adorable book. And again, she had a Kickstarter for this, and I actually got 2 of the books. So, and I'm going to tell you, just about every single one of these children's books that I've gotten from Kickstarter has the most fantastic drawings. I mean, these are fantastic. Every one of these. All right. Meet Jess. She is an animal control officer who helps animals every day for work. These are her pets, Freddie and Frankie, the dogs, and a cat named Nefertiti, which is a wonderful name for a cat. Before work, she feeds her pets, walks the dogs, kisses them goodbye, and tells the dogs their friend will come walk them soon. In her van, the radio yelled, "ACO Jess, a raccoon needs your help at 315 Shady Lane." And she says, "I'm on my way." She says, "Good morning. I heard you made a new friend. Don't worry, I will take care of it." The woman says, "That pest is not my friend. It is just a wild animal trying to eat." Or wait a minute. "That pest is not my friend," the woman responded. "It's just a wild animal trying to eat. It will not bother you." The raccoon, unsure of Jess, growled. "Don't worry, little buddy. I will get you out." ACO Jess tipped the can over and the raccoon raced off. "Oh, thank you, Talia Q. Appreciate that. Well, we try to do this every Wednesday night." "Wait, why aren't you going to take it away? It's probably sick. It's out in the daytime," yelled the woman. Sounds like a Philly lady. "We do not take away wild animals. We help them. Raccoons do not have a bedtime, so it is normal to see them in the daytime too, especially if you throw away yummy food." If it's not sick, I guess it was kind of cute. Thank you," replied the woman. "I don't know if my niece is on, Jillian. If she's on, she's probably liking this because she loves raccoons. She loves her, Or, of course, trash pandas. I really hated that name the first time I heard it, but it is a kind of a term of endearment, ACO Jess, 2 more raccoons need your help at 537 Prescott Place. I will be there soon. "Hello, I am here to help with the child interrupted, shouting, "They are upstairs!" God, those pictures that remind me of my grandmother's neighborhood in Philly, with the steps like that and the row houses. The raccoons had fallen from a hole in the ceiling. "How did you get inside?" Jess knew that the raccoons would not answer, but hoped her calm voice would make them feel safe. Jess put a cage close to the raccoons. To her surprise, the smaller one walked right in. "Well, you made that easy. I will go get your buddy and bring you outside." The other raccoon ran into the bedroom to hide and got stuck inside a fold-up bed. Jess walked closer to the raccoon with her control stick. "I am not going to hurt you. This tool helps me safely pick you up so I can take you outside." In the woods near the house, Jess opened the cage and shouted, "You are free!" as the raccoons ran off. People in the city gathered to see the raccoons. They asked Jess so many questions. She loves to talk to people and teach them about animals and her job as an animal control officer. "ACO Jess, another raccoon needs your help in Fairmount Park." "Oh, finally, a place I know." "I'm right around the corner." She pulled into the park and saw a raccoon with a soup can on its head. Jess parked the van, jumped out, and ran over to the animal. "I'm just going to pull gently. It is going to be all right, Pumpkin." She pulled a few times, but it did not work. One more big tug, and the can came right off. Jess looked around and saw trash scattered all over the park, even up in the bird's nest. When you litter, you can hurt animals, and it is terrible for the earth. She started to clean the park so that no other animals get hurt. The raccoon picked up a bottle and put it in her bag. Oh, are you trying to help me clean up? Thank you. Hi, Norma. No problem. There's no set time. I don't mark you late, and I don't make you sing for being late. She put all the trash in her van. And then call. ACO Jess, baby raccoons need help at 624 Derry Lane. And she writes, be right there. At the house, the family told Jess the raccoons fell through the basement window. Come on, little ones, let's get you back in the yard so your mom can come find you. Shouldn't you take them somewhere? The man asked. The best place for a baby wild animal is with its mother. There she is. They watched the mother raccoon take the babies into the woods. Did you think they have babies? I always heard raccoons were sick if you see them during the day, asked the woman. I hear that all the time. It is an old myth that raccoons are only awake at night. It is normal to see them out in the day too, especially in the spring, when they have babies to care for. At the end of a long day of rescuing raccoons, Jess returned home to her pets. She greeted them with hugs and kisses. They all snuggled in bed for the night. Jess wondered what type of animals she would get to help tomorrow. Talia, I don't right now, but I used to, when my wife was alive and when she was a teacher, I would be the guest reader for her class quite a bit. And then when she worked for the SPCA, she would drag me on to read books to the kids, to her classes. So, she worked as a humane educator for the SPCA, for a little bit. And she got laid off around the same time I got laid off. And that's why when we decided to move somewhere. So, raccoons can have rabies, but they don't all have it. Being active during the day does not mean a wild animal is sick. Here are some signs of a sick raccoon. Extreme aggression, chasing you. Walking in circles, confused, eyes bouncing back and forth. Stumbling, falling down, or just lying on its side. Mouth foaming, looks wet and messy when it's not raining. Even though you are cute, you should never touch a wild animal. Oh, I didn't see this. Special thank you to everyone who backed my Kickstarter. Coming soon, ACO Jess and Friends Helping Pets Home, and ACO Jess and Friends I Found a Baby. So again, all of these were from Kickstarter. So the next book is probably going to be a little down, It is a story about pet loss. I got this also from Kickstarter. I get, I absolutely, I'm like batting 1,000 on the books I buy on Kickstarter because they're all so wonderful, and the illustrations are just first rate. So this is called Chucky Says Goodbye, a story about pet loss. Dedication. This book is dedicated to Chucky's sister, Nestle. Thank you to everyone who helped make this book possible, especially to all of Chucky's friends. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, P&W. I could tell you the thought of me losing my kitties just really scares me, especially my buddy Guinness. Everybody knows Gallant. The Gallant and Guinness are my two, like, really, they're my favorites. And the rest of them, I love all of them. But those two, especially Guinness, who had a special bond with my wife. Thank you to everyone who has helped me make this book as possible, especially all of Chucky's fans. Thank you to my husband Roger for being an amazing dad to our fur children. Thank you to my friends and family for all of your love and support. Thank you to Cynthia for inspiring me to write this story. And a very special thank you and lots of love goes to my collaborators, Alana Zahakowitz and Amy Keller, for helping me create such a special book with me. Love, Amy, Jensen, and Chucky. All right, hello, my name is Chucky. I am a chocolate lab. My best friend was my sister, the best I ever had. So here is Chucky and Nestle. You would think if it's a chocolate lab, wouldn't his name should be Nestle? Yeah, Nestle Chocolate. I don't know. Nestle was my sidekick. We tussled all the time. We went on walks, went swimming too. We loved to jump and climb. When someone was outside our house, I'd bark to let her know. You know what? I'm supposed to do this rhyming stuff. So, when someone was outside her house, I'd bark to let her know. Then she would run right over to watch the people go. Oh, she was calm and gentle. With Bert, she played so well. I learned a lot from watching her. What stories she could tell. I remember how she teased me when I did something bad. She liked to rub it in my face if I made Daddy mad. Yeah, and I have Smudge, who is 15 years old. Smudgy is going to be 16 in June, and she's slowing down. You can tell that she's slowing down. She still has a lot of her spunk. She still eats like a champ, But we lost her sister in 2020, August of 2020. That was Ebby. One day I noticed Nestle was struggling up the stairs. Her legs were getting weaker. She'd fall if we weren't there. Sometimes Nestle made mistakes. I knew it made her sad, but Mom and Dad would clean it up. It didn't make them mad. Mom and Dad and Bert and I all loved our girl so much. We think of ways to cheer her up with hugs and treats and such. She had some trouble eating, so our parents helped her out. Then she got so much attention that sometimes I would pout. Daddy called a meeting. We all sat by her bed. Mom and Dad and Bert and I gathered round and said how much she all meant to all of us and all of the things we felt. Our love for her just filled the room. We hugged her as we knelt. Look at our little kitty. Oh, look at kitty. Mom and Dad told all of our friends to come and say goodbye. She was so glad to see them that sometimes they would cry. People bought us cakes and snacks, and some drew pictures too. Love was all around our home. It seemed each day it grew. Grieving made us all tired, and we took all the extra naps. Some days we just forgot to eat. Thank goodness for those snacks. All too soon the day had come for us to say goodbye. We spent the day with Nestle, but the moments seemed to fly. The kitty on the bed. I feel so sad I'm not myself. I don't know how to be. All I know right now is that my friend's not here with me. Mom and Dad knew I was sad and took me to the park. I went swimming in the creek. I played till almost dark. And you know, I got like a whole bunch of books like this that deals with pet loss, and they're children's books, and this is just the latest. When I turned back from swimming, a butterfly was there. It landed right on Daddy's head. It landed on his hair. Its presence made us happy. It was such a nice surprise, like Nestle came to visit and took off into the skies. And they actually have a picture of the actual butterfly that landed on his head. May our memories be a blessing. Although we are apart, we won't forget the ones we love. We'll keep them in our heart. Thank you, Nestle, for being a very good girl. Nestle Jensen, September 4th, 2004 to June 19th, 2018. And look at all these pictures of Jessie or Nestle. Yeah, this is a wonderful book, and it looks like they have other books. I'm going to have to look for them because this is wonderful. So you can follow Facebook Chucky the Chocolate Lab at Team Chucky. Instagram Chucky _the_ chocolate _lab. We're TikTok. I didn't know they had a TikTok. And I've been spending more time on TikTok because I just love those videos. At Chucky the Chocolate Lab. This is interesting because, well, talk about that in a second. In memory of our beloved furry friends. And there's a lot of pictures here. Look at all these pictures. Whew. I wonder if this was part of the... I just got this book today. So it's fresh off, There's a Baggy, who apparently is a doggy with 3 legs. Mr. Winston, who is a kitty. Oh, Uncle Camden. We got Lola. All right, tips for dealing with the loss of a loved one. Number 1, draw pictures or write down your thoughts. Number 2, have a special ceremony to honor your pet or loved one. Number 3, share favorite memories of your loved one. Number 4, take nature walks or walks in your neighborhood. Number 5, collect money or donate items for a charity in their name, which is what we did when my wife passed away. So many people donated in Bonnie's memory to FFRC here. It was just wonderful. Yes, Talia, it is recorded. And the other thing is you could scroll back. So there's 2 ways you can look at this. You could go to FFRC's YouTube page. All right, and you can find it there. It'll say Storytime with Billypogo. So yeah, I certainly get this. So yeah, understand that it's okay to cry, and there will always be happy and sad times. Remember to lean on your friends and family for support. Talking to a counselor can also be very beneficial. And number 9 is to be kind to yourself. Wonderful book. Absolutely wonderful. All right. One of the reasons why I got this off of Kickstarter was because you guys have heard me that my wife, may she rest in peace, was a teacher, and she loved teaching. She loved it. Sure, and can we do that? Can we do that at the end, Anna? I think that's a wonderful idea. I think it's a wonderful idea. So this is called A Teacher in the Woods. No, I'm sorry, A Teacher in the Wild. Teacher in the Wild. So, if he's... oh, God. If you see a teacher in the wild, do not approach. No, not at all, Anna. My wife would have laughed her head off if she would have saw that. Oh, I got a postcard on here, too. Was it a joyous ball trip? Or the new game now on sale? Or a nightmare in disguise? Heed caution in my tale. For this is a story of terror of a father and a child who narrowly escaped a teacher in the wild. The drive was pretty normal. Then we entered inside the lot. I saw a car like Mrs. Brown's. It couldn't be, I thought. She never leaves the school. Why on earth would she be out? Unless that wasn't Mrs. Brown. I better sneak and scout. Again, I love the illustrations of these books. I'm going to go on tonight before I go to bed and see if there's any more children's books on Kickstarter that need a kickstart. Because every one of them that I've gotten have been absolutely wonderful. The first clue that it wasn't her was the t-shirt and some jeans. I see her each and every day. She never wore those things. Then there was her smiling face. It looked so carefree. Not nearly as stressed out as she was in class with me. Oh my God. This is great. Oh, look, it seems she's shopping. She's checking out the shoes. Well, that looks innocent enough, but it could be just a ruse. Maybe she's an alien and her ship is landing soon, and she needs a special pair of shoes to abduct kids to the moon. Oh no. Oh no. This picture here is just going to make me laugh hysterically, and I'll show you it in a second. This is funny. Then on to the jewelry store where she's checking out a charm. Quite normal, you may feel and think, but I say, sound the alarm. For everybody surely knows that teachers are always broke. Could this be the magical wizard in need of crystals for her cloak? This is what I'm laughing at. Look at this picture. I'm dying. This is so funny. There it is. It's dressed as, you shall not pass. Second grade. Oh my God. Oh, that's funny. My wife would have just loved that. Oh my God, that's funny. Her last stop is in the bookstore. But if she really wanted to read, well, the school had an entire library of all she would need to ever need. Therefore, she must be a witch. She's shopping for her spells, so she can turn us all into chickens at the sound of the classroom bell. This is a funny, funny book. This is really funny. Did you ever run into any of your old teachers? This is just funny. Oh my God. I've got to warn my schoolmates of this teacher-stealing stranger. If she makes it back to school, we're all in serious danger. I said, Dad, we have to go. But he ignored my warning sign. And I saw him wave at someone that was just across the mall. Oh, man. Yeah, this is great. This might be my favorite book that I've gotten from Kickstarter. I'm going to have to look for more because this is hilarious. Oh no, it can't be true. Mrs. Brown was on her way. Run while you still can, or we'll both become her prey. I'm sorry. This is really funny. And especially because, you know, when me and my wife would go out, and she'd run into her students, the students would be terrified. So, this really hits home. It's very funny. She reached out her hand to shake, and I cowered behind Dad's back. I couldn't bear to see the carnage once she finished her attack. Oh my God. Wait till you see this picture. Did her tentacles wrap around him? Did she brainwash his mind? Maybe melting his face to goo. Of all of those things combined. Just then I heard a laugh and a warm hand on my own. The subtle kindness in her voice, a soft, comforting tone. Look at that picture of the teacher with the tentacles. Oh my God. This is great. This is absolutely great, and I need to look to see if this guy wrote any more because, you know, I think this is fantastic. My eyes opened to Mrs. Brown with all of her wonderful features. There is no mistaking it now. That was indeed my teacher. Turns out she is normal and sometimes leaves the school. Good thing I wasn't scared, but my dad sure lost his cool. Now let's go buy that game I want, but my father seemed delayed. Now wait 1 minute, kiddo. I want to discuss your grade. No, wait, you can't. Don't listen. Let's run until we've lost her. You see, this isn't really Mrs. Brown. Yeah. But a jeans-wearing imposter. Thank you, Talia. I appreciate that. This is a special thank you to the people who helped make this book possible. There's a whole bunch of names. And then we got Devin, who's always enjoyed a passion for all things. I have to look for him because this is a hilarious book. Devin spent 13 years in the classroom so he could have a lifetime of comedic material to share with others. Oh, God. What a funny book. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Yes. That is so funny. I was thinking, I bought it for Storytime, and I wasn't sure if it would be good, but boy, that was a wonderful book. And I'm going to try to find him and to let him know that we read it and that I really had a hard time getting through it because I was laughing too hard. And then I have a few teacher friends who I might recommend this book to because it is wonderful. Just every one of these books I've gotten on Kickstarter. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to continue with I Could Pee on This. So I started out, and I am up to scratch. Somebody's, let me just make sure it's nobody. All right. Scratch, 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 scratch. There, it is done. Now gaze upon your sofa leg and see an exact replica of Rodin's The Thinker. I mean, if you look at it from just the right angle, anyway, on to my next masterpiece, turning your curtains into confetti. Really, I should have my own gallery here. No, Danielle, I was actually very surprised that he's out, now. So I think that's good. But I also know that, sometimes, and I don't think FFRC does it, but sometimes you kind of you don't give them enough credit, And, I don't know if you guys remember when Derecho came here. Jackie wouldn't let him out at night for the longest time. And I know that she was, oh, you're welcome, Kim C. And she was so nervous that first night that she let Derecho out at night on his own. She was really, really nervous. I mean, and this was quite a few months, after. Because I started watching FFRC September of 2012. And Derecho came here late June, early July. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Charles. Thank you, thank you. And you know what? I'm glad that you came in and chat. Please, please come in and chat anytime. And your big boy who passed away years ago. You know, he reminds me of one of the FFRC kitties that were here. I'm trying to think of his name because we all called him Moo Moo Kitty because he had spots, but he had those markings like your boy does. So, and she is, and I'm Facebook friends with her because her mom came all the way from Florida to pick him up here. Oh, any mods? Can anybody help me? Remember? Oh, I don't know. But Ramsey is in this per Ari, and I don't know where Derecha went because I was petting Derecha for a little bit. I wanted to also talk to you a little bit that there is a chance that I might be moving to New Jersey in the near future. I don't know when. It's not even, set in stone right now. But, with Jackie leaving, for her to have the courage of, moving and relocating, I just kind of inspired me because, here in Defiance, we moved here for my wife because we had a lot of people who could help her out. And one of the people that was there was Jackie. And then, of course, when we moved here, the pandemic happened, and but basically between that and some of our other friends that we really, really enjoyed here also have moved away from Defiance. So I am considering moving near my brother. My brother lives in North Jersey. He lives in Union County. But part of what I'm wrestling with is, first of all, North Jersey is ridiculous how expensive it is. And the taxes there are just crazy. I probably would have to spend at least double what I paid for the house here in Defiance. The other thing is Defiance is such a really, really nice community. It feels like a community. Everybody knows everybody. The housing here is very inexpensive, very, very affordable. So, but my brother lives in Jersey and could probably help me out a little bit more with some of the things. I'm kind of isolated right now, and if I move closer to my brother and his family, I might, it'll probably help me with some of the isolation that I feel, and things like that. Yeah, and of course, Mike Abe, I grew up in Philadelphia, so South Jersey is just right across the river. So, yeah, but if I can live closer to my brother, it probably would help. He's got a couple teenage daughters that might be able to help. I'm gonna, make them mow my lawn and stuff like that. Just kidding about that. Now, I don't think. I mean, the problem with where my brother is, it's considered Metro New York. It's about 35 miles away from New York. I appreciate that. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, I don't know if I'm going to find a house right away. Then I'm going to have to scramble. But that's kind of what I'm planning. And it's I just moved here. 2 years ago this week I moved here. Yeah, KB. Well, it's not easy, and And even North Jersey, the only reason is because my brother's there, and he's been there for 15 years. He's not moving anywhere, So, and plus, I have a great relationship with his daughters, So so that's something that's on the horizon. So it's funny that somebody mentioned about reading to kids, and I really, really enjoy that. And I might look into it if I do move there. I appreciate that, MK. But like I said, I don't know when. I don't know if it'll happen tomorrow or. Here's the thing. I have tickets to some concerts that I almost have to go. I have tickets to see Midnight Oil in Chicago. All right, I bought tickets to that. They're going to be there in June, and then I have tickets to see Tears for Fears in Cleveland. So, and I bought those tickets like 6 months ago. So I'm not giving them up. But when I was talking to my brother, we were talking about maybe going to a concert or two in Philly in June. So I might go out there then. And I don't know, I appreciate that, everybody. I appreciate that. And like I said, I wanted to at least let you guys know first because it's been, I've been really kicking this around for the last couple weeks. And it's funny because the Tears for Fears just released their new album. And one of the guys, Roland, in Tears for Fears, also lost his wife. And a lot of the songs are based on his wife passing away. So it's really, really difficult for me to listen to that album. So, yes. Oh, yes, I'll see it. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Sheepy, I have seen Midnight Oil probably 10 times. And they are the best. They're one of the best bands I've ever seen live. Nobody is intense as those. Yeah, maybe, KB. I actually was thinking of that. So, I didn't even tell Megan. I didn't tell, I didn't tell some of the folks I'm friendly here. Yeah, maybe DeWitty. But yeah, the housing market is crazy, Maryland. I mean, I'm looking at I looked at one today, and it's like, oh, that's nice. They want $550,000. Do you know how much the taxes are? $15,000 a year. That's crazy. That is absolute nuts. I appreciate that, Jesse. But I mean, like I said, we'll see. I don't think it's going to accumulate as fast as Jackie's did. Jackie went down for Christmas, and they found a house, and and they're going to move it now. I'm also going to tell you that the house that I bought here in Defiance, that moved real quick. Sarah, I've looked at that too, but here's the problem with renting. I have 6 cats. And what, Cat B? I would not be opposed to that, of doing like a Storytime Me remote. I would certainly not be opposed to that. So, so that's kind of what I've been working on. That's why I've been getting these texts, because I've been talking to my brother, and he's telling me this, this, and this, and this. Yep. So we'll see. That's crazy. $15,000 for a house for the taxes. That is just absolutely bonkers. So, so I mean, I have a little bit of money from Bonnie's insurance that I could probably use for a down payment, so I don't have to get subject to PMI, which is another racket. But Cat B, I would absolutely love that if that could be done. I don't know. Hi, Sarah. Sarah, you know how many times I've done that, where I log into Google under my real name? I appreciate that, Anna. But I'm going to talk to Megan, and I don't know if she's on here or not. She said she was going to watch, but maybe maybe there is something we could do, because I remember when Jackie, I was talking to her about something, and she said, "Hey, maybe we could do it remote." So, Kerry, it is 8:30 p.m. here. So, so I think we're going to. I think a moment of silence for Ukraine is nice. So I think we'll do a little moment of silence, and then I'll talk again in 60 seconds. Okay. Um, I've been actually avoiding the news because it's never good, and uh, I really do hope Ukraine fights and fights and fights. I don't really know how they have even stood up this whole time, but they've been doing, I think ultimately they're going to be run over, you know. Well, maybe I'm wrong, and I hope I am wrong. So, um, one of the things that I'm glad is that, you know, Russia did the same thing with Chechnya a couple years ago, and there wasn't a peep out of anybody. It didn't make the front news. You